So what's frustrating for you guys out there? Let me hear it. What's hard for you guys? What do you think are the roadblocks that you're experiencing? Pricing? Like knowing how to price? Okay, we'll talk about that. What else? iPhones? That's funny, dude, because I've spoken about iPhones, right? It's true. It's true. We'll talk about iPhones. What else?
How to get sponsors.
How to get sponsors? You want to know the truth on how to get sponsors? You got to be really good, and you got to be able to sell gear. That's the truth. Now, I know I make the comment all the time about my sponsors, and I don't make money, but I make money when I speak for them, not something like this. Like if I go to WPPI and speak for Sony, I'll get paid a speaking fee. It's not millions of dollars like some people think, trust me. But you got to be able to move the needle for them. Does that make sense? That's who they want. Obviously, guys, they're a business. They're a business. They want to move the needle. So some sponsors are better than others. I love all of my sponsors, but believe me, not all sponsors are created equal. Some are like family, and some are like business. So you got to be able to navigate that. What else out there, guys? What else is? Yep.
Promoting yourself on social media.
I don't know how to do that. It's funny you say that because I spoke with a very, very, very huge camera retailer a couple months ago, and they said there's no way to make money on social media. And I laughed. This was a sit-down meeting, and I said, you just don't know how to do it. Oh, you're not converting. Yes, I am. Oh, no, you just don't know how to do it. It can't be a sales pitch. It's got to be genuine. You know, some people say with my social media marketing, you know, every single thing I've done has been organic, and that's what I love. Do you know how I love there's hundreds of people in this room right now, and I didn't put an ad out anywhere? No camera magazines, no banner ads on the side of blogs where you guys would go and frequent. This is just social media reach. That's important, guys. The key to social media is A, put out engaging content. B, be frequent. Be frequent. Give your audience something to look forward to. And don't keep posting the same boring crap. Nobody wants to see the same picture of the same person over and over and over again. Or it's the same pose. You know, my social media, I can be almost, you know, fighting with a bear, or I can be in Urbex somewhere, I can be getting busted by the cops, I can be doing landscape shots in Cuba. I mean, it's all over the map with me. You know, that's another thing I learned growing up in the industry too, was we always heard the thought that you could only specialize in one thing. I said, I'm not doing that. That's boring. Let's break the mold, right? In regards to iPhones, be better. Keep up with technology. Seriously. If you don't think iPhones are a threat, you're going to go out of business. Seriously. I gave a speech in Salt Lake City about that. It's very true, guys. You have to know what your threats are in business. Okay? All those wedding guests sitting there taking pictures and doing stuff, that is a huge threat to you. And every time I make that comment, I get some in the industry who laugh and say, oh my gosh, this is a Sony artist of imagery talking about iPhones being a threat. I'm just telling you. Who's behind me? It's my son. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You want to say a few words?
Sure.
He gets his swag from his dad.
Hi, I'm Michael. That's all.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. So, I love it when a man has a little bit of swag to him. What was I talking about? Oh, iPhones. But you guys you have to know those threats. That's why I switched from DSLR to mirrorless. This is not an anti-DSLR conversation tonight. DSLRs work for you, use them. This is what I want this event to be about. I want it to be about us talking about how we can better the industry. But if we have more meetings like this where it's not, hey, this is related to mirrorless or this is related to DSLR, there's still things DSLRs do that mirrorless don't. To deny that is idiotic. And there's a lot of things mirrorless do that DSLRs don't, or vice versa. You understand what I'm saying? We have to know those differences, and we have to celebrate those, and most importantly, we have to push. We have to push the camera manufacturers to give us what we want. We have to, you know, for the longest time, the thing that pissed me off about Canon and Nikon, because they're the kings, right? The thing that pissed me off is that they would give us a camera every 3 to 4 years, and then the updates were minor at best. That is the main reason I switched. I got sick of it. I am impatient. I got sick of it. You know, they can't. I had a D800 and a D3 and a D700 at the time, and it's just like, you guys are giving us nothing new. And then Sony came out with all this other stuff. Again, this is not a Sony thing, so I'm not even going to talk about any of that. What I'm just going to say is, we have to use our influence as a big, large body of photographers to push our manufacturers. You know, guys, don't fight Sony growing up. That's fantastic if you're a Nikon or Canon shooter, I'm telling you, because they're going to have to put that stuff in your cameras. So celebrate it.
They already are.
Right, right, celebrate it. Don't get angry. That's why these gear wars are so funny to me, because it's like, oh, well, Sony, it's like, why do you care? If anything, it's going to make them put it in your camera. So, again, not trying to make this about Sony. I'm a Sony shooter, so it's going to come up. But Sony has nothing to do with this event other than I'm a Sony shooter. So what else? What was the other one out there? Pricing. You know, the key to pricing is very simple. You just price what, and I have found this to be the golden rule for me, okay? Nobody else. Don't worry about what anyone else makes. It'll drive you crazy. The first time I had to bid on a commercial job, which commercial jobs are worth tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars, just so you guys know. It's a whole different league than weddings. A whole different league. It's ridiculous lottery type money, okay? The first time I had to bid on one of those, I was Googling everything like crazy. I had no idea what to charge. And you know what I finally settled on, and it's what I settled on as a wedding photographer do. I said, you know what, Jason, just charge them what you think is fair. Just charge them what you think is fair, even if you left money on the table, which is fine, because in my opinion, you'll learn that pretty quick. Once you get involved in that, you'll learn what those thresholds are. You'll talk to people, they'll tell you. You'll get together with a creative director on a set of a commercial shoot, and once you get buddy-buddy, you'll say, okay, so how much did you pay the last dude? If you're good with them, they're gonna tell you, oh, we paid him 20 grand. Oh, we paid him 30 grand for a day. So for me, pricing was always very simple. It's like, tomorrow's Friday. Do I have any business tomorrow? No, okay. Somebody wants to do a shoot? Okay, $750. Oh, that's not worth my time. Really? Make $750 for an hour or two? Are you on drugs? Seriously. You guys gotta start asking yourselves, you have to get past that. You gotta hustle. I view myself as the Samuel L. Jackson of photography. Okay? That guy's in every movie. He doesn't care if it's an A movie, a B movie, a D movie. That dude's in a movie. I'm shocked when he is not in a movie. In other words, he doesn't care, oh, it's gonna go straight to Netflix or straight to Hulu or straight to whatever bargain basement video bin, no problem.
As long as the check clears.
The check clears, right? That's nothing. Get past your egos. Get past your egos. Oh, I can't do that kind of work. Why not? As long as it's not something that you're morally opposed to, do the work. Do the work. So that's how I did my pricing, and that's how I still do my pricing. My pricing's different. Depends on the supply. I'm a supply and demand guy. I grew up in the hotel industry, right? You can go to the same hotel one night, it's $500. You go there 3 nights later, it's $250. That's not fair. What's unfair about it? As long as you're willing to pay it, they tell you what the price is up front. You're not, we're not talking about usury and gouging, but there's really not usury and gouging when it relates to photography. It's not like we triple our rates when a natural disaster hits. You know what I mean? What else, guys? What other questions? What other things do you guys struggle with out there? What do you guys wish the industry did better for you? What do you guys not like about the conventions that they hold or the manufacturers that are out there? I mean, what are the things that piss you off?
Getting funding for location shots.
Getting funding?
For location shots, if you want to go to Greenland or something.
Well, yeah, like if you want a company to pay for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good look. I think what you'll find, brother, is you and everyone else in here, and this is what I do for myself, you have to figure out how to get paid so you can do your passion. Really, you guys need to grab onto that concept. You've got to find something to pay the bills. Oh, I don't want to do weddings. Okay, fine, don't be a photographer. I'm not going to cry river over you. Seriously, you don't want to work? Fine, don't be a photographer. You guys get my point? You know how many times I've shot a wedding? And I'm like, oh my gosh, another wedding. And I'm like, no, this is paying for Ireland. All of a sudden, you'll see the biggest smile on my face. Man, you're in a great mood. Yeah, baby, I'm going to Ireland. Right? You guys know how I started doing workshops? I slept in the back of cars. I did. True story. My wife and I had a deal. Very simple. You can do workshops, because I was doing pretty good at weddings. I was making about $3,000-$4,000 per wedding at the time, and I do 3 or 4 months. I mean, it's not bad money. 10, 12 grand a month, making over $100,000 a year, right? And so, maybe, I don't know, because we didn't shoot 12 months a year, but you guys get my point. And so I was like, well, if you're going to go do, workshops, and I'll never forget her saying, why? And I had the comment back to her, I said, I don't know, all the big guys do it, right? It's like Kobe Bryant after he patterned himself after Michael Jordan. It's like, I don't know, but there's a reason. I don't know what the reason is yet, but there has to be a reason. So I went and I did workshops, and so I'd book a workshop and I'd charge $50 a person and I get 10 people. You guys do the math, that's $500. But I didn't want to do them again in my local area. I wanted to brand myself bigger than that. I wanted to increase my reach. So I went out and did workshops in West Virginia, all these other places, and then I would rent a car. I'd rent an SUV or a minivan purposely, and then I would go to Walmart. I'd buy a blow-up mattress, and I would put the seats back down in the back of the, this is true, this is as of 5 years ago. I'd put the seats down in the back and I would sleep in the Walmart parking lot. Then I would get up and go to a truck stop and I would take a shower and be done with it, do my workshop. See, I just refuse to be denied. So that's why when I hear people say, oh, you can't make it as a photographer, that's why my mind immediately triggers, you're not working hard enough. You either find a way or you don't. So I really hope you guys grab onto that. This world is full of excuses. And I think sometimes what's hard for photographers or for budding photographers is if you have worked in the corporate world, you don't realize how much of a hustle and how much hard work this is. One of my previous assistants once I finally was named a Sony artisan, and she kept working with me after I was named an artisan, I'll never forget her saying to me, Jason, the hustle never ends. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. You gotta keep working. You gotta keep working. So I hope you guys grab onto it. Is this beneficial to you guys? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, good. But guys, no, seriously, it is something that you guys have to work at. There's a lot of misconceptions about people who've reached my level. I remember looking up to a photographer who was at this level. Photographers at this level never talk about sponsorships. I shouldn't say never. I don't know when they did, and it's very rare if I could find any information out on it. When I first looked for my first commercial job, I could find no information on it. That's another big problem in our industry is how secretive we are. We're terrified of sharing locations. Oh, well, I got this really cool location. Where is it? I'm not telling you. Really? Because either I'm a better photographer than you, or I'm not. If you're worried about your location, then you're probably not very good. Somebody says to me, hey, where's that location? I'll challenge them. I say, go do it, baby. Let's see. Bring it. And not in a mean way. I'm like, bring it. Let's see. If you got something good, let's see it. I'd love to see it, right? I've received 2 requests already from prominent YouTubers after I just released my video this morning about wanting to collaborate and wanting to do shootouts. Let's do it. You know, I find that stuff to be fun, guys. So break out of those molds and don't be afraid to share. Guys, we have enough going against us. The IRS hates photographers. Okay, they do. They hate us. Okay? They think we're just having fun all the time, which we do. But we get paid to have fun, right? We have every mom and pa out there who has iPhones or who has a prosumer camera. And let's face it, mirrorless isn't making it any easier because now you can see what you're going to get before you take it. So the days of having to know metering and do all of it before taking the shot are over. They are. That's the one thing I would challenge you guys. I don't care what the brand name is on the front of your camera. I'm telling you, you have to stay up with technology. And if you don't, it will be at your demise. That's the truth. I could care less about the brand name. You guys got to stay up with technology. You're going to be left behind. Now you're gonna name me some anecdotal evidence like Jose Villa, great wedding photographer. He shoots film. That's fine. There's one Jose Villa in a million. who's making money at film or making money at some niche genre. Keep up with technology or you will be left behind. It's an absolute reality, right? What else do you guys struggle with?
Public parks.
Public parks. She doesn't know this yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm purposely going to get in trouble. You guys still here? Hello? Talking to you. Hey guys, if you want to learn online with me, go to patreon.com/JasonLanierPhotography, and you will be able to continue this craziness online from anywhere on planet Earth with me. If you want to join me live, go to JasonLanier.com/workshops, and you'll get to see me in my full glory live and in person, guys. I think there's a smudge on there. Is that it? Yeah, I got it. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.